Nutcharut 1.
Yeah, again.
Good talk. She was saying last week, really looking forward to this, as you can understand. She's not favoured to win, but let's hope she...
Modest start to the season, you'd have to say, for him, but this is one of the big tournaments, followed by the champ.
Yeah, of course, at the English Open he was playing predominantly left-handed and didn't get the results he wanted. We didn't see that pot go in, unfortunately, but Mink did pot it. Here we go. Snooker on the tour, you know, let's be honest, in qualifiers where there's not a lot of people watching. What a great pot that is on the brown. So she set her stall out already. She's involved here in a big occasion.
Mink Nutcharut 5.
Hence he said he switched to his left hand to give himself something new to sort of think about. He's fluked that one.
Yeah, no apology there from Ronnie for that fluke. It's unusual.
Half, but I think it was a slight acknowledgement.
He's not that good at these blind, though. Certainly not the start. Mink would have wanted to give him an early opportunity, particularly with the balls.
13.
Well, he's best prior to that quarter-finalist in 2014, but this is beat Ronnie, didn't he, in the Hong Kong 3 in the Matchroom League. Obviously, that was a bit of a lifetime ago, really.
$29.
Try and make a plan.
$32. Ronnie Sullivan.
Missed there, not only
32.
that's the most difficult shot ever. But actually struck
7.
pot.
Jamie Clark.
$14. $21.
Well, not clean. Terrific recovery.
$36.
Play.
$44. Mink Nutcharut 44.
Well, I guess at least she didn't. Sullivan taking the double, though. So what an interesting...
On Mink in this frame. It's going along so nicely. large crowd that's
Oh, thought that was wide at first, but no. So yellow it is.
Mink Nutcharut, 8.
yeah, you just get
It's sort of
Sullivan. I've seen top class snooker. Just giving it a sense of occasion.
yeah. I mean, all the live snooker for the first time. Ronnie O'Sullivan for the first time.
Struck it well. Of course, just needing the yellow. Don't have to worry too much about the cue.
So very interesting. Obviously, O'Sullivan.
Game of the board will really mean she can just settle down into the match.
So in this battle of the world champions, it is the 2020. Mink has broken off here. Ronnie O'Sullivan trailing 1-0. He was in early. He had a good early chance off a fluke, didn't he? But it came to an end, and Mink.
Yeah, that match we played in the UK Championship.
Just felt watching her in that first frame, she didn't.
Personality and manner. Obviously, the more frames she gets on the board, the crowd's allegiance could very quickly turn.
One. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
He's measured to high standards, and he measures himself to them as well. And he wasn't happy with how he was playing. He took a couple of tournaments off, but I'm sure he's been putting the work.
With his right. And his attitude and application at his best. He only plays the left-handed shots as and when they...
It seems it does just about go.
First day of the tournament, sliding in a little bit off the new cloth.
15.
At some point, you feel just get a little bit fed up with Judd
23.
and Kyron Wilson getting all the attention. Want to stamp his...
Well, it was interesting, wasn't it? Wilson said after he beat Trump last week, you know, it doesn't mean they're all done now. You know, Sullivan 5 titles last season, Williams 2, runner-up in South, playing to a very high standard. Maybe not every week anymore. Just trying to settle into this match now after that first frame.
39. $47. $53. 61.
Effectively for the second frame. Mink did have the chance, didn't she? She had the red 2 right middle from a safe, but now he's arrived in this match.
69.
For his career, 1,272.
77.
But this would be for him a first in Nanjing, another city to tick off a long list. You hope to see, I guess, if you bought a ticket, and so many people have, a Ronnie O'Sullivan century.
Yeah, smooth and efficient.
I think close in, it'll take him a long time to decline, actually. I guess, argue, but in this position, you know, he still looks as good as he ever did.
His long game was poor. He mentioned that himself, but somehow he potentially shown how brilliant he is.
106.
And it's what he needed, let's be honest, after the first frame.
100.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's excused qualifying. He's got what they call the promoter's pick. The promoter has a choice. Who else are you going to pick? Massive crowd, and he's already entertaining them.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 118. End frame.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan's made a century, his 9th of the season. It's in the end. And thankfully, for whoever it was, he wasn't put off.
1. Seven. Twelve. 13.
Yeah, the black was a little bit more.
21.
Yeah, definitely the time and
28.
place to play a left hand. Random bridge just thrown in for. He started doing that a little piece. Didn't really catch on.
Well, in no time at all, he's got the balls open into positions where he's looking to build up a bit of form, a bit of confidence.
Very
Ronnie
uncharacteristic.
O'Sullivan, 42.
Didn't tr
Okay, it's a good sign, confident potting it. However,
1.
can't run his hands.
Well, he ran too far for the black. But
Okay, again with that blue, I think the fact the brand new cloth
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
helped him there.
these are the sort of chances she has to seize upon, because O'Sullivan with the century again in this frame, the danger is...
It's a nice putt, nice recovery.
She played well when she won that mixed doubles with Neil Robertson. She very much was a big part of that.
Mink Nutcharut, 12.
Good at recovery shots, his strength, but also
Five. $13.
just the issue now of that last red on the left-hand side cushion. Fantastic shot.
21. Mink Nutcharut, 21.
Good shot.
Well, the previous shot could not have gone better, could it? Frees the red, gets prime position, and then misses the easy black. This is in this match. Could easily have been trailing by now, but looking very likely to hit the front. Start, entertaining start, but frustrating for Mink there, having fashioned the opening. Couldn't take it. More than once, I imagine, in her mind. In the days to come, if she doesn't
14.
ultimately win this match. Some early pressure. He's been short of matches, we know that. So O'Sullivan not having things...
Be more than happy if she went into the interval at 2-all with a performance.
Yeah, it's one thing, isn't it? I mean, if she came out today and was just outplayed and lost... That's such a good pot after the black she missed in the last frame.
Mink Nutcharut, 1. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Yeah, the blue was just a little bit thinner than we would have liked.
大家该尽快保持。
A let off from Mink and would have looked to be on.
Well, it's another example of Mink really committed Ronnie O'Sullivan. But that blue was not close, so that's been the issue. It's not been her attitude.
On the positive side.
Yeah, well, she got lucky not leaving him in. Time was, you know, you'd win a tournament, you could sort of... Jimbo is 2-1 up.
Plays them very well. But in the context of the match, you feel she has to win this frame. See exactly where he wants to cue ball to beat.
$14. $22.
At this level, all season.
$30.
Yeah, lovely shot.
Yeah, certainly what's changed in terms of his career, Asia, China in particular, which was not always the case. So we've already seen the way he's played. He's been playing the proper shots, and that makes it very dangerous.
46.
Doesn't mean he's going to win the tournament because there's so many other granted residency in Hong Kong. Doesn't mean he's going to move there immediately, but he has the option to.
$52.
It's been actually quite a chance in this frame, of course, the last one. Whereas when O'Sullivan hits the front, he just stays there.
66.
You were told her beforehand she was going to get this chance. She'd been more than pleased. You do fear.
70.
Could be century number 2 coming up.
Good cue ball control when needed. A few little subtle
82.
cannons, but the balls are in the open. Now they're all gone.
85. $89.
He's not happy with just, you know, making breaks and winning frames and matches. Trying to use the angle there to get on the pink, so it's not a century.
It's made for a better atmosphere. Most of the tournaments now in China, the front row is a lot closer to the table. Plenty of times seemed a bit too further of all time. Playing, being able to see him live. Makes a better part as well in the entertainment. Very well struck.
Mink Nutcharut.
Similar to earlier on in the match, just out of no.
Just should say quickly, by the way, we have had
beaten in a qualifier, and then gets to the venue. The person that beat you pulls out. I'm not sure for what reasons, but
keep everyone still. Just saw a close-up, but it's a great pot actually, that from the side cushion close-up.
he wins this tournament. Half the tour like plasters.
$17.
Just avoid that red there, which he's played for. Parallel on the black now.
23.
In the air. These legends, they can do what they like if they're this good.
He's got the balls in beautiful position.
39.
This is it. It's such a sort of quick kill at times, isn't it? He's still
40.
Just become more fluent, play with even greater freedom.
54.
Nearly like a practice.
This is why the early frames are important in these matches, because Mink had the chance to put pressure on, didn't she? Still needs another red here. He's just checking the score.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 61.
But this frame not done yet. Now, where's this going? Not in the pocket. Any colour will do here.
Not extending his fingers out, a couple of knuckles.
8.
See, he played sensationally well in Saudi Arabia, just very unlucky not to win the final.
15.
And then he got a new cue for the next tournament because I knew I had to. These sort of great players, even with the bridge hand there, just keep things fresh. You just you sort of can't compare them, I guess, to a lot of players, really.
22.
Plaster, maybe it might be something to do with that. But I said he did have a little spell of doing it after playing. Well, they had one of there. Instead of fully being extended.
31.
Well, whatever the reason, he's pulling the... To be 100 articles. Fascination with Ronnie O'Sullivan. It continues, doesn't it? Decade after decade. And this... But he's now 4-1 down in this best of 11 on day one of the International Championship. Ronnie O'Sullivan needing 2 more. Sort of rematch. You don't want to be pushing reds near pockets. Unless...
Just take it away.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1. Foul. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Well, David Corsier.
Had to be very thin contact on that red.
See there, the close-up, he's got sort of plasters on sort of the nail part of his fingers.
Yeah, it's those same 2 middle fingers that Still be loads of people trying it later in the club.
Well, it's like the old sort of Tony Mio sort of tapping finger at middle. Well, the black is completely out of commission, and the pink also.
Mink Nutcharut, 3.
Ronnie take the opportunity to try and bring the black.
Just to remind you, later on we've got Jamie Clark on table 2. John Higgins also in action, as is Ricky Walden, another former winner. He's playing Zhao Gudong, of course, who won the last ranking event in China.
Seven.
Q. Again, another nice little shot there.
America, they're in Australia, their World Championships played in China.
29.
And it is now a pathway. Alison Fisher was a real trailblazer.
$37.
Just try and play it hard, try and put it into an area. Yes, a
Mink Nutcharut,
little bit
42.
unfortunate.
So things were looking good until Faster World Champion looking very good to progress. As is Ali Carter, he's 5-1 up against Kay Way, but maybe things will start to turn around this week.
9.
In fact, he was 2-0 up. Gosh.
$16. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
Well, that did.
One. Eight.
More or less straight, just had to settle for rolling it in. But again,
We go in 5-1. Yeah, Mink has done well to take it back. 2 snookers required, but the pink's in as well. So it's going to be 4-2.
$23. Mink Nutcharut, 23.
So O'Sullivan. Saturday. As usual, there was the PR day yesterday with ring fans as well being made a fuss of. Little unlike some of the UK events where you basically just sort of turn up, don't you, and that's it, no ceremony. One of my ideas, Fergal, which I'm going to run past you as a former runner-up.
Yeah, fantastic.
Dread to think what some of them would pick, but even so.
Yeah, I do think.
Well, that's another, got to say, unexpected miss. Having missed the blue to the same pocket in the last frame. Emphasise the fact they're top sports people. The fact they're down to earth is what people like. That's one of the appeals of snooker, but maybe there are other ways to celebrate.
I think even the media day they have the day before the World Championship start.
The top 16, you know, you belong amongst that company.
Yeah, it's a photograph you want to be involved in. And again, for the likes of the fans, to be able there and have the top 16, or have.
Well, I'm not saying the wheels have come off, that's being dramatic, but...
Nicely played.
Nine. Mink Nutcharut, 9.
Well, it's a very interesting phase of the match. Well, that red did its... Clearance to complete a whitewash over Mitchell Mann, 6-0. You can hear the... and his great run continues. Winner in Belfast last weekend and already through to round 2 here. He'll play Lu Hongyu.
Right over the corner, sorry.
17.
A wild card.
25.
Yeah, he was slightly hampered, but
25.
it's another...
One. Mink Nutcharut, 1.
Standard is getting... Standard is dropping, but the interest in... And as a result... However, mightn't be anything to build on. Mink keeps putting balls like that.
Eight. $15.
But throughout the match...
Well, I think it's a really interesting chicane. It's still a slightly awkward table in terms of winning the frame at this visit. The one thing today, she's been very...
20.
Just gonna look there. No, he's good.
$33. Mink Nutcharut, 40.
Just getting good at those. And again.
So just looking to
Mink Nutcharut.
play the snooker. 26 in front in a...
Foul and miss. Mink Nutcharut, 6.
Well,
Foul. Mink
if any, that would have ended things for sure, as it is.
Elected square back for the black. The white close to us. There's possibility. Yeah. Put it in that position. Again, you'd expect ink. It just makes the escape more difficult.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Blink of an eye seems to turn the frame totally around.
This is a good attempt.
Foul.
Wow. I mean, imagine trying to do it.
And so,
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2.
not the best. Might have got second prize. Yeah, brilliant shot. To judge that swerve to get the right connection. Got to. Surprised she turned down that opportunity.
Tailed off last couple of frames. The green was available. I wasn't sure. O'Sullivan had a good look, didn't he? Didn't give us any clues, but her attitude's been excellent. And we're going into frame 8 with just one between them. Women's rankings, Mink Nutcharut. Now potting everything.
Let's see the frame 1.
18.
Be a comfortable win for O'Sullivan, and at 4-1 that looked likely, but
Mink Nutcharut.
Mink Nutcharut has
18. End frame.
turned the screw here, and there's only 4. But who is going to come through?
大家尽快安静下来。
Karen Wilson is already through. Ali Carter also a winner in this session. Later, 5-4 to Zhang. Well, it's a great start to the frame.
Five.
Whole frame up.
13.
Yeah, you don't win as many titles as Ronnie O'Sullivan without
21.
finding that means he probably will. At one point he was sort of coasting through.
25.
Yeah, and the thing is, best of 11s, they're quite long matches, aren't they? I mean, the team, but in terms of sort of frames you see in a session, you're pretty much guaranteed to see more in a best of 11. So there is time, I guess, trying to respond.
$39. 47. 53.
Well be over.
Well, I've not been running the clock on this Fergal, but this frame has not been in progress very. We're at front result. A quick kill in frame 8.
Yeah, very debilitating.
57. 69. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 69.
Not taking any liberties. He won't be happy with that safety, but anyway, Mink is not going to play on.
Yeah, he felt it was imperative she had the first opportunity. Just get an angle with the black here. I feel
1.
minutes could be over.
Oh, that is so good. And now the table is.
As he wants him.
It'd be very interesting, assuming he wins the match, to see how he does this week at events where everyone comes in round 1 for 6 years. Now, he's won plenty of other tournaments,
19.
massive ones since then, including the World Championship. Trying to maintain that concentration across a week is a different challenge. Guo Chang beat him. One thing's for sure, though, as long as he's here, there's going to be a massive
25.
crowd. That to hold up play.
Of course, he goes on to complete victory here, which we kind of expect. And Ronnie, if not at his absolute peak,
33.
certainly a bit fresher and sharp. Hasn't been as clinical as we'd expect. We do feel it'll be sharper and better tomorrow.
$40.
The fact today that he hasn't been at his most clinical is actually where Mink has played a part in that.
46.
Unless something goes wrong here, she's not going to get a chance in the last 2 frames.
$52. 60.
Just had that mid-path went a bit,
66.
but when he had to get it back, it's all clicked into gear again.
7.
And Mink, 3.
Yeah, good signs that his concentration got better.
75.
Sharpness he's going to need to win the tournament. So long as he's in the terms, that'll come.
Well, he did make a century
82.
in the early part. Grandstand sort of finishes to matches are his thing, aren't they?
90.
Carnival, which of course is correct. But there's a hell of a lot of people who have entry, and he's knocked it in beautifully.
98.
So this contest, he made a real dash for the line, didn't he? 4-3, all over.
107. 110.
Fascinating players, Mark Allen as well, in their 30s. We've got some young talents like Si Jiawei coming along. Legends are refusing to budge, aren't they? And on their day, as we're seeing here, they can still produce the goods more consistently this week if he's to win. But he's still here in round 2. A pretty dazzling finish, hasn't it, from 4-3. He's made a 1-3-2 total.